Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Post Season 1 Reloaded here in Warzone. The meta is obviously a little bit different, and when it comes to some of the best options for just getting quick kills and quick knocks, there's a couple of new standouts here that you might not realize. And so today, I wanted to go through the top 5 best and the top 5 fastest TTK options we currently have in the game. We're starting with one you probably haven't used much of so far. It is the LMS from Modern Warfare 2. This thing basically could be considered an interceptor replacement. When the interceptor was busted, this thing was hanging with it to a T. Its damage is insane. Obviously, it being semi-auto with a slower fire rate, it's got a higher skill gap, but if you were doing well with the interceptor, you're going to be able to do well with this. According to True Game Data, where I'm getting all my stats here today, this thing has roughly a 785 millisecond TTK at 53 meters, which is ridiculously impressive for that range. Obviously, that depends on you consistently hitting your shots, but like I said, if you were doing well with the interceptor, this is a great replacement to it. Initially, 2.5 times Eagle Eye Optic, my choice for most mid to long range gunfights. You'll see that one a lot here today, but as always with optics, use whatever you are the most comfortable with because that matters most. The 20 round mag is going to be the maximum option here, so obviously we want to be running that. The barrels kind of suck in this case, so I actually go through and just use high grain. I up that velocity a little bit. It hurts the recoil a tad bit, but better velo over range is going to make it more efficient when you're landing your shots. We also get some control back by using brew and heavy support. This also helps out with sway, stability, and recentering, which is extra important on a semi-auto gun like this. Then lastly, Spirit Fire Suppressors giving you that better range, better velocity, and better control, that 3-in-1 combo, which obviously is all great for the mid to long range. So this is a gun that most of you are probably sleeping on, but although it is a higher skill gun, it is absolutely dominant in the right hands. Now, the rifle meta in Warzone, for the most part, is still a bit lackluster compared to battle rifles, LMGs, marksmans, but the RAM is truly a standout. This thing is by far the best rifle in the game. It's got a 769 millisecond TTK at 38 meters, so that prime like sort of sniper support territory, that mid-range territory, but then even extending towards like the longer ranges, this thing still continues to fry. And this build in particular is super versatile. You could use this close range, mid-range, long range. Obviously close range it'll be a little slow, but if you get your sights up, you're still going to be a-okay. Initially here, I got the 3.4 pad on here, just helps out with general control. This is an iron sight build and it's a super low recoil one at that, so that's where sort of the versatility comes into play. 60 round extended mag, pretty basic there, but you want to have as much ammo as possible. Brew and heavy support underbarrel. That said, the angled grip is also pretty solid here. Choke angle is really good too, and if you wanted to go into mobility because you're comfortable with the control, Edge BW4 or DR6 could work well too. Spirit Fire Suppressor on here yet again, and then the Core Mark 40 heavy barrel is range, velocity, and control benefits per usual. That 3-in-1 combo, which works great for where we're trying to use this the most in that mid to long range. This thing's a beast and one of my favorite weapons in the game personally. Now, a weapon that we really haven't talked about whatsoever until Season 1 Reloaded, and now we're talking about it all the time, is the AMR9. The buffs that this thing got are insane. They make it so effective in that close and early mid-range here. We're looking at a 639 millisecond TTK at 20 meters, which no other SMG is achieving. Now, you do need to land upper body shots consistently for that to be in play, but it's a relatively easy weapon to use. This build in specific, as we've talked about in the past, is focused on getting better sprint to fire, because that's really the main con of the AMR9 in comparison to other SMGs. This build does a good job at that though. It makes it very aggressive and very usable. I find the weapon to have pretty low recoil, so I do just go for a Shadow Strike suppressor. It's only keeping me off the map, and that's it. I do use the skeletal vertical grip here, which is actually giving me better vertical control and gun kick. Hurts the horizontal only a little bit. It's not a huge deal, but it also gives me a better ADS and sprint to fire in one. So that's a huge 2-for-1 there. 50 round extended mag, very basic. The phantom rear grip here, 24% increase to the sprint to fire is huge, so that's going to be a major upgrade in general. And then also the buffer tube here is going to be helping out a lot. It's basically like the no stock option, mobility benefits across the board. So this thing becomes way more aggressive, way more agile in the close range, and now can compete with all the other SMGs and outgun them as well in terms of TTK. This thing is nuts. By the way, as we're breaking down all the weapons and stats here today, if you enjoy the video, do me a favor, drop a like on it. It always does help grow the channel, and much love to everyone who does end up taking the time to do so. And if you are new to the channel or you simply haven't subscribed yet, every single day I got you covered with news, updates, patch notes, meta breakdowns, and of course all the best loadouts. So if you want to guarantee you're always up to date with that, feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. Now, the new HRM9 SMG is also a crazy good TTK option, especially if your setup is fully working, which hopefully by the time this video goes up everyone's will be. But this thing, close range, dominates. A 646 millisecond TTK roughly at 16 meters, so prime SMG territory. It's going to be right there with the best of the best options for the close range, while also being extremely easy to use in my opinion. So initially here you'll notice I only have 4 attachments. That's because I want to add a 50 round drum, but the game won't let me. So once that's fixed, I'll obviously be running that, and if you can, make sure you throw that on there. I go for the assault rear grip. This is basically free control because it's only hurting your idle sway, which in close range gunfights is not a big deal. So you're getting a nice 7% increase to control there minimum to make this easier to use. I do use no stock on here for way better mobility. You'll notice it kills the control, but to counteract that, I go ahead, I throw on the Jack BFB. You already know the drill now. This thing for close range is so good because it's going to hide your elevation. Even though it's making you stand out more on the minimap, you won't have those elevation pings. Gives you that sort of level of stealth in a way for close range in terms of information, and makes the gun way easier to use in terms of those major control benefits. Then lastly, I personally like the Princeps long barrel because the iron sights, it also extends that range, making it even more lethal with that fast TTK. But for a more aggressive build, the Thorn 90 barrel is also really good as well. So you can flip-flop between those two and see which one works well for you. But overall, the HMR 9 is absolutely dominating close range right now. It's one of the best options we've got. Hey everyone, while we're on the topic of loadouts, obviously your in-game loadout matters. You want to be using the best of the best. So why not apply that to real life as well? That's right, set yourself up for success by picking up a pair of Gamer Advantage glasses. I wear mine daily, and ever since I started doing that, I noticed I'm getting better sleep, feeling rejuvenated and fresh every single day, and that allows me to be more productive and create better content for you all. So whether you're gaming, doing work, school, or just looking at screens for long periods of time, Gamer Advantage should be a part of your day-to-day loadout too. And if you want to pick up a pair for yourself, throw in code IMMORTAL at checkout and it'll get you a nice little discount. The link for that will be down in the description below. And then lastly, here we got another one that you might be sleeping on. The MW3 FTAC Recon. This actually has a 716 millisecond TTK at about 47 meters, and its damage ranges are insane. So that TTK time is only very gradually decreasing over range. There's not going to be super significant harsh drop-offs either. So it's another high-skill weapon, just like the LMS or Interceptor was previously, where you gotta land your shots for it to be good, but if you can, it is going to fry. Major drawback here, only a 15 round mag max, and you can spam this thing. So you run out of ammo very quick, you gotta reload a lot. Maybe using sleight of hand as a perk could be useful in this specific situation because ammo supply is super limited with that. Quite frankly, for the stocks, you got a bunch of different options here. They're all doing like roughly the same thing for your control and just hurting different things for your cons. But for instance, the Torrent 9 is going to help out with your mobility and your control a little bit while hurting your ADS. That one honestly is really good, but honestly PSO could be usable, Demo Elite could be usable. There's all good options there for the most part. 2.5 times Eagle Eye Optic, Bruin heavy support for the better stability, the better control there. And then lastly, the Spirit Fire Suppressor yet again for that 3-in-1 combo. Another gun that you're probably sleeping on, but in the right hands can absolutely rip through everyone and everything really at any range. And that being said, those are the 5 fastest TTK options here in Warzone post update. That's going to wrap things up. If you enjoyed the video, do me a favor and drop a like on it. It's always really appreciated. And if you're new to the channel, you want to guarantee you're always up to date with all the need to know info for MW3 and Warzone, be sure to hit that subscribe button on your way out. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy. Have an awesome rest of your day. I'll catch you later. Peace out.